Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping in. Got a pretty busy day today and a pretty busy week ahead of me, so I'm excited to take you guys along, show you guys what we got going on and what we can get into. So hope you guys enjoy. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this. All right, so A1 Mini and the two A1s are going right now. One of them is printing an order for a PlayStation 5 controller stand. Stands there, buttons are here. This printer is printing a insert for one of my snare drum desk organizers for a customer, and then I'm about to get this one loaded up to make some more of the bass drum mallet clips in some different colors for some product photos. So I'm gonna get some more of that with some other Pet G that I got from Bamboo, and we'll see how those come out. If you've been watching my most recent videos, you'll know that I've been making and selling these NBA Final replica trophies for fantasy football or fantasy basketball leagues. And I've been having issues with shipping them and them breaking because of the way that this model is designed. So you'll see that this post is pretty thin. And I've even added a modifier to make the top infill way less than the bottom. No matter what, the top part just breaks off. Wasn't designed well. So I took your recommendations, took some suggestions from the comments, and I was gonna make it a screw piece and make it two pieces, but I just didn't think that that was a good finished product for a customer that's getting this. So what I did was I made the post thicker and I shrunk it a little bit. So you can't really see it that much, but it's thicker and it's more stable. So I'm gonna print one right now on the Centauri Carbon with the PLA silk that I have, maybe a little bit smaller just to see the dimensions and make sure it's all right. And then maybe we could blow it up and see what we got and see if this is something that I could sell consistently without an issue for customers, because this is something that people have been reaching out for and they like the idea of it. Custom inscriptions, getting their teams on it. So it's a cool idea, but I want to make sure that I can sell it consistently at a high rate. All right, first version of the NBA Finals trophy just finished up. Get this off the build plate without breaking it. Let's see. Broke off very clean and nice. Let's take off the supports. So you can see, post is definitely bigger. Oh man, you can, I can actually like move. It's granted, it's much smaller, obviously, but before it felt like this was just so not even an option. So I like that a lot. It made it smaller overall, just in height by a little bit, maybe a quarter, maybe a fifth of an inch. But I think it looks much better, and I really like it. So let's blow this up and see how sturdy it is at 9 inches, which is the max selling height that I provide. So let's see. All right, so the large version is printing with the Matter Hackers silver, and man, it's coming out nice. Some really, really amazing prints coming off of this printer after dialing in some print profiles. But honestly, I haven't really had to do much tinkering. Been throwing different kinds of filament on there. I've tried Rapid Pet G, I've tried Sunlu, I've tried Matter Hackers, I've tried basically every Bamboo. I've tried Bamboo filament on it. Like I've tried every filament I can think of so far with prints I've just been doing on every printer I have to see how they compare. So I'm excited to bring a really cool dedicated video to the channel, if I haven't already by the time I post this, with more stuff specifically printed on the Centauri Carbon. So currently I'm printing some green Pet G Bamboo filament that I spooled up for one of my refills for my mallet clips. I'm testing it in two print orientations, one on its side and one face up, just to test durability. I've been just basically running tests on this product just to see what works best. I'm going to be innovating it as I go and as the months go on and as groups test these, but I'm really having fun with this, so that's going to be fun. I also had somebody reach out to me on Etsy that's local to me asking if I could recreate a badge for gym equipment that fell off a bunch of their equipment. So I worked with them to recreate a Flex Fitness Systems badge, basically mimicking the exact thing that they had fallen off their equipment, and he's going to buy a bunch from me. So Gonna sell these. I'm testing some ironing settings right now in Bamboo Studio. I'm a very novice when it comes to ironing. Like I get afraid with it because when I first started out making coasters, I tested with ironing and I could never get it right, and it just ruined a lot of prints. So I just stayed away from it. But I really want to try to make this much not nicer, but I want to make it as clean as possible to replicate the slightly metal, slightly plastic plaques that are actually on the equipment. But this looks pretty awesome, so I'm excited that I was able to do this. So right now I'm waiting for this to finish up. Snare drum insert finished up as well, and the PlayStation controller stand finished as well. So I'm going to get the buttons on these, and we'll wait for the other prints to finish up. All right, good morning. What's up? So I woke up and some of the badges finished. So the red badge, the Flex Fitness badge with the ironing settings of 20% flow worked really well. It came out really, really nicely. I'm very happy. Probably the best, or at least the most successful ironing experiment that I've had. But with 20% on the same model, just different painting, different font colors, same settings, it's a little patchy. It's not bad by any means. I like it a lot, but I'm trying to go for perfect. Like I'm trying to replicate the way the actual metal or plastic badge on the real equipment looks. So it's getting there. But that's the thing is I was like, okay, let me alter this and I'll improve the flow to 25%. Came out, I I think it might have been even be worse with the 25% flow. That's 25%. This is 20. So I'm going to be messing around with it a few more times just to see what I could be doing wrong. And if I don't like the way it comes out, I'm just going to take ironing off in general because the customer liked it as is without the ironing. I just told him I was going to try to make it perfect and send him some photos before we started the production on them. But ironing is it's very hard for me to understand. So if anybody in the comments, anybody watching wants to try to explain it to me, I would love to. I've looked up numerous tutorials. I've watched. It's just hard to find the perfect ironing settings per use case. Like, I feel like you would iron something different this way than you would a flat surface with no writing. So I'm going to mess around with some things I find online. I actually found some settings that might make it a little less filament dependent on the ironing settings. So I might just send this to the printer and try it and see where we're at. Check out the Centauri Carbon. Wow. Replica trophy came out great, except that the modifier I added messed with the... Honestly, I'm now thinking I messed up and I think I added a primitive instead of a modifier. And that's why this is like this. Because I made it over this whole sphere and I think I did a primitive instead of a modifier. So you're learning in real time and you're seeing in real time the trials and tribulations. But, I mean, this came out great. Pretty supportive, to be fair. Man. This came out great. I mean, I wouldn't sell this. I didn't really do any variable layer height just because I wasn't doing it for this. I was mainly doing it for this. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Anybody that has seen my videos recently, when these things break off, no, this has been the challenge. I think that's successful. Yeah, let's go. I kind of want to just drop it on the floor. But I know if I drop it on the floor, it's going to shatter. So I'm not going to do that here. Other than that stuff, I have a few orders that I got to pack up and get ready to get shipped out today with the mailman. So I'm going to get those packaged up, labels on them, and out on my porch for pickup. All right, so you guys know I'm testing ironing settings over here, but over here I'm printing 2 production replicas basically to send to a customer to confirm he's so happy with these so that way I can mass produce them. But I put this on the printer and I went to go grab lunch, and when I came back, you can see the remnants here. I had probably one of the worst blobs on the nozzle that I've ever had. So it was actually, not only was it caked up and enclosing, like I couldn't even open the clasp on the hot end, but it was going up around these plastic blocks up into the chamber for the filament. So I basically had to take this off, pry away all this filament, these chunks, take this plastic part off, unscrew it, and get everything back to where it was. But I just ran the calibration and the testing of the equipment. Everything went fine. And now I am home and going to send this to the printer, and hopefully we figure out what the issue was. So I don't know what it could have been because I was using the same settings on the one that just printed flawlessly, but we'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on it now. And it's the one thing about these like 3D printers is you never know. Until the first couple layers get put down, it's always kind of a gamble, no matter how good your files are. So happy I caught it when I did. But, you know, you live and you learn. Could have been way worse. I thought I was going to maybe have to get a new hot end, but should be good. So this is kind of what I mean. I just sent this. I didn't even send it to the printer. I just hit reprint, and the layers are perfect. This is absolutely perfect. So I don't know what happened, what caused it to fall off the plate and just blob up like that, but it's very odd. Not going to complain. This looks great. Just got to keep an eye on it. Been a busy day. We are printing our production and customer copies of the badges. Have about 10 done of each of the 25 each. The trophy replica test came out great. I haven't taken it off the print bed or the supports, so haven't taken a close look, but it looks great. I'm really happy with that. This vase printed on the Centauri Carbon with translucent Elegoo PLA came out really nice. This just finished up, and it is a poker chip organizer basically that I found on the Maker World contest for Poker City, I think it was called or something, but using the green Matter Hackers PLA. Came out pretty great. Take the brim with it, I guess. But came out really, really great. I just went ahead and placed another order with Bamboo for 2 of the hardened steel 0.4 millimeter nozzles for the A1s because I haven't had those. Want to get 2 of those finally because they're on sale. I got 2 spool refills of PLA Basic Silver and Gold. I haven't tried those from Bamboo, so I want to see if those are nice options for a bulk option of those 2 filaments, as well as a carbon fiber build plate so I can print with carbon fiber finishes on my prints that are facing on the bed. So have those coming. Those are refills for filament, so I need to print 2 more spools on my one A1 that is available. So gonna get those loaded up now, print them with PETG, and they will be here hopefully filament comes tomorrow, but probably this weekend. All right, good morning. So all 25 of either badges finished up. Got them ready for a customer to pick up. Got an order for an F1 can koozie that came in late last night that's ready for pickup, like less than 8 hours after it was ordered. And I got some Overture Pet G because I've been having the best results with Overture Pet G with these base trim clips for some reason in terms of stability and flexibility. That I wanted to see if it was a fluke and see if I can get like gold. It was a fluke. Those broke way too easy. Let's see. Hold on. This one might be a little bit different because it printed a different way, but this was, yeah, even the black one, that's kind of something I wanted to show you guys was the black one is very malleable. Like I could squeeze this for a while. No issues. This one, same exact filament, breaks very, very easily. Almost crumbles in my hand. So I'm going to be doing more testing to see what could be the reasoning. Maybe I need to dry it out more. I don't know. But I just took this out of the bag it came in and then put it on the printer. So it doesn't get more dry than that. So more testing to be done, but that's a pretty quick fail. The hardened steel nozzles and the PLA that I ordered from Bamboo also just came in from the mailman. So I'm going to get these taken out, put in their containers, and then get these spooled up. All right, got all my hot ends put away in this little case I printed a few months ago. To get these put away, get these spooled up. All right, a little bit later in the day, customer just picked up those 50 Flex Fitness badges that I 3D printed for him. So that's done. He actually gave me 2 more that he wants me to recreate. So I'm going to get those started and get some prototypes sent over to him to see if he likes them, to see if we can make a bunch more. I also decided to change the bass drum clip design of my product. Switched it to 5 rungs and made it a little bit thinner in terms of length to reduce the print quality, but also keep the consistency up. I was just having an issue with using different filament other than the Overture filament, and it wasn't working well. So started using this, changed the model just a little bit, kept the function the same, but changed the anatomy a little bit and the structure, but it's coming out really well. So you can see behind me, gold ones, red ones, green ones, blue ones, black ones. I'm going to print as many colors as I can, and I'm hoping to get the listing on my website and Etsy for these product-wise up within a day or so, because I want to get this launched ASAP, but I want to do it the right way, make sure that I'm happy with the way these turned out, have all the colors I can as possible to take photos of for the listing to be ready, and then just hit the ground running. I'm going to get these off the printer, get the supports taken off, get them all lined up and ready. I'll probably send these off with 4 different colors as well, just to have more, and then we'll start taking photos. The Carbon was doing some nice silver ones with Elegoo PLA, or Deeply PLA, I think, Deeply Rapid PLA Plus. Came out great. And look what was waiting for us when we got home. Sent from Sunlu to test and see how we like it is the Filler Dryer S2. So took it out of the box, got a roll put in of Rapid Pet G from Elegoo, and basically I've never had a filament dryer before, never really needed it considering the environment that I live in, but I've been using a lot more Pet G, getting a little bit more inconsistent prints. I reached out to Sunlu to see if they would be interested in sending me one of their dryers because I'm a big fan of them. I've seen a lot of videos of them and I think they're very reliable. Sunny at Sunlu said absolutely, and I had it here within a few days. So I'm excited to use this more. It can handle almost every type of FDM printing filament that you can imagine. So excited to use this and see how it can improve my workflow. Thank you, Sunlu. Appreciate it. All right, we got another round of different colors, variations. I was having an issue with the Elegoo Beige and the Ujoy Bio Copper Metallic, but they've worked fine in the past, so I knew it wasn't the filament. Came down to it was actually the profiles, the print profiles that I've used for the filaments in the past that have usually worked. Just were giving me an issue, so I did generic PLA for this one in Bamboo Studio. Worked fine. Centauri Carbon finished up some clear transparent ones with Elegoo transparent filament. They look great. A set of 4 takes about like 40 minutes less time on the Carbon than my Bamboo A1 and A1 Mini, so Pretty awesome to use and very little failures. The precision is amazing. Again, I've never used another Core XY machine before, but for this being my first one at a significantly less price point than any other on the market, I can't say I'm mad. I got another video coming out soon with my pros and cons of the machine now that I have about 75 hours on the machine, but I'm gonna hope to have about over 100 before I make any videos or statements. All right, so I got 10 different variations or different colors printed, all for many more, but I think 10 is good for pictures, good variation, variety. And this was all the supports that I took off in a matter of probably 30 minutes from all of these. Now, I didn't even hit them with the torch yet or clean them up or anything like that. Literally just pulled the supports off, threw them over here. It's a lot of material, but honestly, if I'm making these and I'm having to take the supports off, that means I'm selling them, and that means I'm making money. So it doesn't really take that long. It's just a lot of filament. So we'll see. I'm going to keep optimizing it, seeing if there's a better way to print this stuff. But so far, I've been able to reduce a lot of filament and time. Not sure how much more I can reduce without then sacrificing quality. All right, so got all the supports taken off, all of the clips I printed, got my photo booth and light set up behind me so I could take some product photos. And other than that, that's all I got for this week's video, guys. I appreciate you guys checking in every week to see what we're up to, what we got going on. And it's a really, really exciting time. I feel like a lot of the stuff I've been working on over the last couple of weeks is starting to really come to fruition, and it's starting to build on top of itself. So I can't really ask for more. I'm really, really happy with how it's going, and I appreciate your support on the YouTube side of things. There's the whole business side, and then there's the documenting the whole thing and me showing you guys. And I'm really finding that I like that just as much as the business side of things. So thank you guys for checking in. I really, really appreciate it as always. I'm going to have a video come out in the next day or so with dedicated information and a video specifically about the Centauri Carbon, pros, cons, everything that I've found and seen in my first 100 hours of printing on it. Really, really enjoying the printer. For what I paid and what you get, it's really, really awesome. So I'm excited to dive into that in a newer video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and have a great week.